he's gotten more responsibility, and he's gotten more power.
Yeah.
Tell me how that makes any sense. Like, sell me on that. Sell me on why Tom Savage, Brock Osweiler, anyone who stinks gets released. But Jack Easterby, who has a hand in the culture of the organization, the personnel of the organization in the past, and all that, why is it that he still gets to hang around? This would be the equivalent of Tom Savage going out there against Jacksonville opening day 2017, sucking, and instead getting like a contract extension and us never seeing from never hearing from or seeing Deshaun Watson. That's what this is. This is like running it back with Brock Osweiler, and they're doing it. And the question really is why. What do you value? What do you care about? Does performance matter? Because any tangible way you can measure Jack Easterby's performance, it's been a disaster, but he keeps getting rewarded. That's a terrible message.
There are scoreboards in the NFL. If there was a scoreboard, and that's what you're talking about, the scoreboard, whether it was performance, wins and losses, interception, whatever. People keep score in the NFL, and because of that, you're held accountable. If there were a scoreboard for Jack Easterby, it would be 11 billion to 0 right now. Every move that he's made has gone the opposite of what it should go. And I don't know how. I mean, we're here. I don't know how we got to this place. I don't know how you can say that's the guy we want. Wish we could have done more for JJ. Wish we could have done more for Deshaun Watson, but that's the guy we want, and he's getting shut out right now.
We're all getting shutouts. We're all getting shut out, and this is the other thing. And Mike Garafalo's kind of hinted at this, and I think you've kind of seen it. The diversity of the Houston Texans organization, it's the least diverse in the NFL.
Yeah, but they're going to go, wait a minute. We were the only team that hired a black head coach.
It's a mockery of the whole thing. And I think that's what's going to happen with Jamie Roots is you've heard Garafalo say it, and you can tell who he's talking to, but it's going to be, well, we need players who look like the guys in the locker room. But the problem is you're just looking at it as a statistic. You're just looking at it as a number. You're bringing in David Coley because you can hire guys and David Coley will do what you tell him to do. You're bringing in Lovie Smith, and you had him on standby before Coley even got the job because Lovie Smith believes the same stuff you believe. That's what you're doing right now. And you're hiring character coaches that are an exact representation of you. You're hiring Nick Caserio because he has the same agent as you. Tim Kelly's staying around, not because Deshaun Watson wanted him, but because you have the same agent. Like, they can try to lay it out however they want, and you can say, we were the only organization that hired an African-American coach. It's quite honestly kind of a mockery of what diversity really means and what it's supposed to be. You hire the best qualified guy, and you don't just look at a guy as a number, because hiring someone that you're going to be able to tell what to do, like David Coley, it's not any better than hiring somebody who's going to come in here and stick his chest out a little bit. That's an insult to what diversity actually is. It's actually the complete opposite of it, but that's going to be the sales pitch. And it kind of makes me sick that it seems like that's what the pitch is going to be. Is it just going to be looked at as a number, but these guys feel the same way we do?
No, you're right. It is diversity in terms of
stats,
minorities. Yeah, minorities. But is it really diversity when everyone you hire, regardless of color, is basically a clone of what your platform is as a mission statement, as the message you want to deliver? Because there's diversity in religion as well. And I don't know if they're going to how many Muslims they're going to hire, right? I don't know how many people who are not cut from the same cloth they're going to hire as them. So, by the way, real quick, we haven't mentioned this, and we got a text on the text board. I promised them that we would mention this. A couple of people have texted, why didn't they at least try to get something from for J.J. Watt in a trade? I mean, they may have tried, but nobody's going to everybody knew J.J. was out.
I mean, he's an aging player. He's declining, and there's no guaranteed money that J.J. Watt has. So you automatically clear up the $17 million instead of just getting the fourth-round pick. If they were going to do that, they should have just done it at the deadline. But I even said this a couple weeks ago. This was the way to do it. You kind of disagreed and said maybe try to trade, but this is not like just, getting
J.J. Watt's in a better place, so I'm glad about that.
If J.J. Watt had been in his prime, they wouldn't have done this. They would have gotten, max value, but he's not, and the situation made it to where this was probably what was in the best interest of them.